as always. Now, it's time to be productive before it gets too late. And I, the great papyrus, am not one to let the day get away from me.
You sure aren't.
Not when there are things to do and errands to run.
Oh, you heading out?
Well, I was thinking about it, but perhaps I'll stay. There are a lot of things that I want to get done around the house, too. I can do those other things later.
Nah, you should go. And actually, hey, would you mind if I tagged along with you today?
Really? You want to go? Are you sure?
Sure, why not? Getting some fresh air might do me some good. And you're always telling me that I should get out and about more, right?
I am always telling you that! Yes, of course we can both go!
Sounds good. You can go on ahead of me. I just want to enjoy the rest of the sunrise first.
Okay, just come down whenever you're ready.
Will do. I won't be long. Not red. Or blue. Wonder what that was all about. All set, bro. You got this, bro. Oh! So, where to?
You did what at the store? You big doofus. What are you, 12?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I am!
Come on, kid. You know this one. Remember the trick? Circle letters go with circle letters. Stick letters go with stick letters. Go ahead and try the next one by yourself first. What? Don't look at me like that. I'm not doing your homework for you. Toriel wouldn't appreciate that sort of skullduggery.
Good night, Sans.
Night, bro. Oh, my head. Well, okay then. I guess I'm gonna be sitting here for a bit. Or not. So that's what it feels like. What? What can I let go? What the?
Oh. Sans, there you are. It's nice of you to finally drop in. Sans, are you alright? You fell rather hard.
Yeah, I'm all good. The floor broke my fall. Guess you could say that I hit the ground running this morning.
For having hit the ground running, you're awfully late today. No shortcuts?
Nah. Took the scenic route. Made a few pit stops. Picked up a thing you probably need. Anyway, on to more interesting things. What you got there?
Liquid courage.
What? Before 5 o'clock?
Ha and ha. You know what I meant.
What? Right. So, is there any reason behind why you're staring down the bravery sample like it offended you?
No, I was just waiting for an epiphany, but instead I'm getting a migraine.
Yikes. Well, here's some coffee for your, epiphany or whatever it is.
Thank you. It's appreciated.
So, now that we've gotten your caffeine fix all situated, you wanna catch me up?
How about you fill me in on your pit stops first? I'm assuming you checked in with the other projects?
Well, Alpha's finally got the extractor she designed up and running, and the other teams are still reporting no problems with theirs. Also, since it looks like you got the new one for bravery up too, that means we have all 7 running. So, call us butter, I guess, 'cause we're on a roll.
Oh, well, that's good news at least. I'll have to check in on her results later. I was curious about the modification she opted to go with.
Yeah.
You feel that something is very wrong. Huh?
Sans? You got awfully quiet.
What? Oh, yeah, I'm done with my bit. Your turn. I take it that you ran into some sort of roadblock, right? Here, why don't you talk it out? Pretend that I don't know anything and start from the beginning. Maybe I'll help you stumble on the solution, or at least help you gain a new perspective.
The beginning. Alright. Let's start with the first problem. The barrier. Currently the only known way to bring it down completely is through the use of at minimum 7 human souls. Now for the second problem. We don't exactly have enough of those, and quite frankly our king would rather avoid collecting more if at all possible, but he still wants the barrier to come down. So, how do we open a door when we don't have the key? We trick the lock. If we are able to make an artificial construct that can pass as human, an artificial soul, so to speak, then we may be able to trick the barrier into breaking. In order to accomplish this, we've had to study the structure of the 3 human souls and 1 blood sample that we have at our disposal. As you can see, at first glance, the human souls appear to be dominated by singular traits, and if this were actually the case, we'd be stuck in a rather difficult situation, since on their own, these traits don't read as human. We've tested that out. However, by employing a heavily modified chromatography technique, one based off of the sort more commonly used to isolate the photosynthetic pigments in plants,
Can we pretend that I know a little more than that? Just to, speed things up a little bit.
As I was saying, after having gotten a better look, we have since learned that the actual structures are a bit more complex. Multiple traits are clearly presented in each soul simultaneously, and each distinct hue is a unique component that makes it a part of the soul's overall supposed humanity.
I heard the air quotes.
Anyways, having identified these key traits, we have since been able to isolate and extract them through the use of the modified magical conduit warframes.
Don't you mean the gaster blasters?
That's not what they're called.
That's how I put them down in my notes.
Well, it's still wrong. Stop being a smartass.
Okay, I'm done. Keep going. I'm listening.
Well, since these frames were originally designed to concentrate and channel a monster's magic, something that is inherently dependent on the emotional response of an individual to a variety of external and internal stimuli, repurposing them for this task has not been as much of a stretch as one would think. We are merely taking what is also an emotional force and giving it a tangible physicality after all. So we have access to the components. We even have the designs of the three souls to work with. It should be a fairly simple matter to piece these extracted parts back together into something new at this point, right? Except, there's one problem. I've been running simulations all night, and in doing so, I have found the pieces won't stay together. And the awful part is that that actually makes sense, because human souls don't make sense. When a monster dies, their soul's energy becomes inert and disperses peacefully. Their existence at that point is...
Lives on as a memory, right?
Right! But when a human dies, it's almost as if a stubborn impression of them is burned into the fabrics of reality, like a scorch mark. I mean, look at how unbalanced they all are! There's barely a consistent design. What could possibly be holding these things together?
Don't know.
Maybe it's spite keeping them together. I wouldn't put it past humanity. Sans, did we convert any of the frames to isolate spite?
Don't think so.
So far, all of this has been like solving a hellish puzzle!
Should I go get papyrus or... Whoa there!
Oh.
You gotta be more careful. I might know that you have the right of way when you start talking with your hands, but the rest of the lab isn't exactly up to speed.
Thank you, Sans. I suppose I got a little worked up there. These specimens are from the surface. Losing any of them would be a tragedy. Currently, they are all irreplaceable. The surface is teeming with life. There aren't simply just humans up there, but flora, fauna. One day when we finally bring the barrier down, there's so much I'd like to show you both.
Hey, come on! Don't look so glum. So we hit a speed bump. We'll get around it. We always do.
Yes, I suppose we'll make this work, one way or another.
Right. Just like always. So, anyways, getting back on track, we might not have access to spite exactly, but there is that sheer force of will stuff Alphys is in charge of. Did you factor that into your models too?
Yes, of course. There was enough data from her first attempt at an extraction to take determination into consideration. However, in the simulations, the extracts still ended up rejecting each other. Perhaps we'll get a different result after she's collected new data from the new extractor. But as it stands, the pieces appear too unstable combined.
Well, you want my 2 cents?
By all means.
How about this? Instead of trying to jam them all together at once, why don't we try tempering them first, using smaller combinations? You know, to see if maybe they can stabilize each other. It's like chemistry, sort of. Only instead of combining 2 volatile elements to make a neutral compound, we'll be using soul extract weirdness.
That may be a rather brilliant solution to our problem, actually.
Do I win best intern points?
If somehow these traits do in fact balance each other out, some keeping others in check, it may give us some insight on how to keep a synthetic construct from falling apart long enough to bring down the barrier.
And you stop listening. Okay.
I'll have to begin making calculations to figure out where we should start.
Actually, I was thinking that we could look at a color wheel or something first.
Something is definitely wrong. You don't remember this. Maybe you don't want to remember this. None of this makes any sense, does it? There's a confusing sense of nostalgia, but an even greater sense of dread. So what'll it be, Chuckles? Ignoring the problem?
Nah, I'm thinking of being a bit proactive for once. Starting with you.
No? Hello there. I didn't notice you before. I suppose you must be curious about what happens next, correct?
What? Nah, that's alright. I'll pass. Didn't mean to, intrude or anything, so I'll just be seeing myself out.
Well, that's a shame.
You are looking into the void.
The next experiment proved to be very interesting, even though I did not mean for it to be like this.
And the void is looking back.
Come on, buddy. I need you to throw me a bone here. You know something's wrong, and you think you can deal on your own. But here's the real deal. You gotta be careful which fire you're fueling. 'Cause if you keep up with this sort of thinking, you're really not gonna like what happens next.
Holy shit! What in the...
You escaped like a pansy.
Sir?
Or did you? Maybe you'll actually put up a fight next time.
Sir, are you alright? Whoa, you okay there? Little skelebone dude?
Hey, yeah, I'm fine. Just, managed to trip over the air, apparently.
You... sure? Oh, man. Dude, you're bleeding.
What?
Your arm, dude, it's all cracked up and stuff.
Didn't even notice till you mentioned it. Oh, this is probably gonna sting a bit. Tomorrow.
Did you just...
Did I what? Did I just take a crack at my situation?
Oh, wow, you did. That's pretty awful, man.
Awfully hilarious, you mean?
Okay, maybe a little bit. Hey, do you need a hand up?
Yeah, actually. Thanks, kid.
Ah, jeez, you really surprised me there. I didn't even see you come in. Or hear you now that I'm thinking about it. Usually the door makes a ding or something when people come in.
Well, it's pretty easy to go unnoticed when you're, space efficient like I am.
And that light! What was that? Oh!
Okay.
Hey, are you sure you're okay? You're still looking pretty rough. Are you feeling dizzy?
It was for a moment there, but it already passed. You know how it is when you stand up too fast.
Well, take it easy for a little, okay? Cripes, and you're still bleeding. Hang on, I have band-aids.
Thanks for these. And sorry for the ruckus.
Ah, it's cool.
After I get my bearings, I'll be out of your hair. Though, speaking of bearings, you wouldn't happen to have a map on hand, would you?
Like an atlas? Yeah, we sell those. Let me go grab one real quick.
Thanks, pal. It's appreciated.
Here. Although if you needed directions to something, I could have just looked it up on my phone.
Nah, you already got this thing out. And this is the last thing I'm gonna ask you. Promise. Where are we right now?
You mean where's this gas station? We're on the corner of Fox and 32nd. So, hey, if you're planning on leaving soon, I just wanted to check. Are you, like, good to drive wherever you're heading?
Doesn't matter. I'm not gonna be driving.
Wait, did you walk here? It's like 4 in the morning. And you're not wearing shoes.
Nope. Didn't walk either.
Wait, how did you even get here then?
Magic.
No, seriously. Wait, seriously? Sir?
Sorry, spaced out. Found what I needed though. Yikes. 15 miles to get back.
15?
I keep forgetting how far away things can be from each other up here. Here, thanks for this.
It's no big, but dude, look, I know you keep saying you're fine and all, but will you at least let me call a cab or something?
Nah, don't worry about it. I know a shortcut.
What? No one's gonna believe this.